Yes, you have clicked on the right video. While it may be hard to believe, you are indeed looking at the brand new 12th generation version of the Corolla, a car that may be the world's best-selling car, but is also one of its most unexciting. Over more than 50 years and 11 previous iterations, the Corolla's success has been founded on dependability, solidity and affordability. Certainly not bold, scintillating design. So this new Corolla is almost a styling revolution. It starts at the very front with those menacingly narrowed LED headlights with integrated daytime running lights and that huge gaping grille. The bonnet line is lower than before, and that blends into a more sharply raked windscreen, creating a sportier, sleeker profile. The only problem with this Ascent Sport model, well, those 16-inch wheels, look at that wheel arch gap, just look a bit undersized. Now, round to the back, and you've got the sharply profiled tail lights and these very prominent creases here, which I think make the Corolla's back end look very well Lexus-y. Fortunately, the Corolla isn't priced like a Lexus CT200H, though its starting price has shot up. With the fleet special Ascent dropped, this Ascent Sport now kicks the range off from just under $23,000, or from just under $24,500 if you want an automatic gearbox instead of a manual. Yet there are some impressive standard features you won't find on other cars at this price, because all models include adaptive cruise control, speed limit sign recognition, and lane keep and lane departure aids with steering assist function. The autonomous emergency braking system is also capable of detecting pedestrians and cyclists, not just vehicles. Technology, however, isn't a universal success in the new Corolla. The 8-inch touchscreen is very prominent. It feels a bit like you've pulled your sofa a bit too close to your big HD TV. The graphics also look a little bit dated, though at least the size of the screen is good for navigation. If it was actually standard on the Ascent Sport, which it's not, it's $1,000 extra. That's okay, we'll use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto instead, except that's not available on the Corolla at all. And there's even only one USB port in the whole car, and that's just down here, and that even looks like a bit of an afterthought. There is the Toyota Link app interface to save the day on guidance plus other info, though neither setting it up nor pairing your phone via Bluetooth is entirely straightforward. So what about the rest of the cabin? Well, it's very dark and sombre in this Ascent Sport model, though I don't quite need a torch to see and feel that there are some lovely squidgy plastics for the bulk of the dash. Toyota has made a real effort to lift the perceived quality of the Corolla's interior. It's just a shame that the Ascent Sport and the mid-range SX miss out on the ZR's soft plastic door trim. And dare we say it, there is actually a bit of flair to the cabin design with these funkily designed air vents. The Corolla has grown in size again, yet it doesn't necessarily feel it inside. That steep windscreen squeezes forward vision, and combined with the chunky dash, gives the impression of a front cabin that's more cramped than those of key rivals. Matters aren't much better in the rear. The wheelbase of the new Corolla has been stretched by 4 centimetres, but my legs feel pretty cramped here, not helped by the chunky front seats, though I am trying to sit behind my driving position. I'm only 5'8". You've got a tapering roof line, which feels like it's encroaching on the side of your head a little bit here. No rear air vents and no USB ports back here. So maybe Toyota has prioritised boot space over rear seat space. Nope. That's more of a shelf than a boot. It's small and it's shallow, but maybe there's some more space under this floor. Nope, that's a full-size spare. At least the seat backs fold 60-40 to give you a bit more cargo space, though you've either got to reach over the parcel shelf like this or go through the back door. So ultimately, the Corolla does fall down on practicality. At the other end, there's a positive surprise under the bonnet. After nearly 2 decades being powered by a 1.8-litre engine, the Corolla has switched to a more advanced 2-litre 4-cylinder featuring direct fuel injection and variable valve timing. There's also a new continuously variable transmission, or CVT, featuring 10 artificial gear ratios and a world-first launch gear. Essentially, the launch gear is a mechanical tooth cog of a regular conventional torque converter system. And the idea is to get the Corolla off the line more responsively, more briskly, before it then switches to the CVT's belt and pulley system. Okay, let's give it a go. Yeah, that's pretty brisk, that's good. Let's push the accelerator a bit harder. Engine almost sounds kind of sporty. And I think the Corolla's got all the performance your average small car buyer probably needs. The The CVT can be noisy and still sometimes sound like a slipping clutch, but overall the new drivetrain is a marked improvement over the previous engine-auto combination. There's similar progress in ride and handling. The Corolla is the latest Toyota to move to the company's new modular vehicle platform, which brings key advantages such as a significantly more rigid body, a lowered centre of gravity, and a rear suspension that swaps from a basic torsion beam setup to a more sophisticated, fully independent multi-link arrangement. It's no coincidence that the best cars to drive in the small car class all feature a multi-link rear suspension. Think Mazda 3, Volkswagen Golf. And this is the second Toyota I've driven with this new global architecture underneath, following the CHR compact SUV. And the Corolla's got very similar positives. The steering is amply precise, it's delicate, smooth, and the ride, it's supple and soothing. It just makes the Corolla a very pleasant car to drive. In fact, refinement all round would be excellent if it wasn't for some slightly loud tyre noise. There's much to admire about the new Corolla then. It looks sharper, it drives with more polish, and it raises the bar in standard driver aid technology. Despite the price hikes and Toyota's refusal to follow the trend towards 5-year warranties, it's surely guaranteed to continue selling like hotcakes. The small car segment, however, is hugely competitive, lined with multiple quality contenders. And with its flawed packaging and subpar connectivity, the new Corolla, despite all its worthy improvements, is proof that the best-selling car is not necessarily the best.